Welcome to our lecture on international financial management. Today, we will talk about what international business entails and introduce the basic reasons and methods of international business. Let's begin. International business encompasses all commercial transactions, sales, investments, logistics, and operations that occur across national borders. When firms expand beyond their home country to operate, produce, finance, and manage across multiple countries, they become multinational corporations. Multinational corporations significantly shape global trade, international finance, and economic development through their scale and cross-border strategies. Both local companies and large multinational corporations engage in international business. Examples include a Louisiana seafood exporter selling shrimp to France or a U.S. craft beer company exporting to Canada. Large multinational corporations like Toyota from Japan, Samsung from South Korea, and Nestlé from Switzerland operate globally. U.S. giants such as McDonald's, Coca-Cola, and Amazon also exemplify multinational corporations. Firms pursue international business for strategic, economic, and competitive reasons. The theory of comparative advantage states that countries specialize based on their strengths. For instance, Switzerland specializes in pharmaceuticals, Japan in electronics and automobiles, and the U.S. in advanced technology and entertainment. The imperfect markets theory explains that markets are imperfect, meaning labor, resources, and technology do not move freely. Firms expand abroad to access cheaper labor in places like Vietnam or Mexico, or to access natural resources in Brazil and South Africa. They also seek access to intellectual property hubs such as Silicon Valley. The product cycle theory describes how a domestic firm innovates, then exports, and eventually moves production abroad. Apple, for example, designs in California, produces in East Asia, and sells worldwide. Firms engage in international business through various methods, including international trade, licensing, and franchising. International trade involves importing and exporting, such as U.S. soybean exports to China or electronics imported from South Korea. Licensing allows companies like Nike to license their brand to foreign apparel companies. Franchising is seen with global brands like McDonald's, Subway, and Starbucks, which operate numerous franchises worldwide. Other methods include joint ventures, like the Sony-Ericsson partnership for mobile devices. Acquisition of existing operations, such as Lenovo's acquisition of IBM's PC unit, is another common strategy. Firms also establish new foreign subsidiaries through Greenfield investments, like the Tesla Gigafactory in Berlin. International business carries significant risks, including exposure to economic conditions, political risk, and exchange rate fluctuations. Global recessions can reduce demand for exports, and semiconductor shortages, as seen after COVID-19, impact supply chains. Political risks include confiscation, expropriation, and sanctions, exemplified by Western firms exiting Russia after 2022. Exchange rate risk, such as yen depreciation, can reduce earnings for U.S. companies operating in Japan. Multinational corporations also face agency problems, corporate culture differences, and challenges in centralized versus decentralized management. Agency problems arise from misaligned incentives between managers and owners, worsened by cultural differences and distance in international settings. Corporate culture differences, like Japan's long-term employment versus the U.S.'s individualism, impact operations. Valuation of multinational corporations differs from domestic firms, requiring consideration of cash flows across many countries and exchange rate forecasts. It must also incorporate political and economic risks into the valuation model. The firm value formula, V equals the sum of expected cash flows over time, discounted by a rate that includes these risks. In conclusion, multinational corporations expand internationally to access new markets, lower costs, and acquire resources, enhancing competitiveness. However, they face substantial risks, including political instability, exchange rate fluctuations, cultural challenges, and agency conflicts. Understanding how multinational corporations operate, are structured, and valued provides the foundation for all subsequent topics in international financial management. Thank you for watching our lecture video on what international business entails, the basic reasons and methods of international business. See you at the next lecture.